What's up, everybody? So I wanted to make a quick video about the Ghosts of Yotei kind of controversy that is starting around Sony PlayStation's state of play. I don't have a PlayStation yet. I'm not an expert on this subject. I just bought a PS5 Slim. I made the statement. Now it's funny that I'm seeing tons of videos saying the exact same thing, that the zeitgeist around the PS5 Pro was wrong initially. Everybody in the gaming sphere initially was calling out PlayStation. You know, Sony's so terrible. The PS5 Pro is too expensive at $700. Nobody's going to buy it. It's taking advantage of the paying public. Sony's out of touch. There's no disk drive, etc. That makes perfect sense, except that it's wrong. It's wrong because Sony isn't in a vacuum in terms of the impacts of an inflationary economy. So everything's expensive, not just the Sony PlayStation 5 Pro. And everybody's going to buy it. It's going to sell out. And we're seeing that with the 30th anniversary edition of PlayStation 5. It sold out like in seconds, and they are going on eBay for thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay, so I'm seeing now the zeitgeist around Ghosts of Yotei having a female protagonist as being crazy right-wingers calling out DEI and woke in games, with the argument being, Lara Croft, Princess Leia, Samus. There are, obviously innumerable others, but those are on the top of my brain. Nier Automata, Stellar Blade. There's great female characters. So what are the dummies talking about with Ghosts of Yotei? Okay, that's wrong, and I'll tell you why it's wrong. It's a straw man to say that female representation in gaming incenses the incels because they don't have anything better to do and they hate women. That's just not a fair representation of the take of the majority of the people that would argue against forced diversity in gaming and other media. And here's the reason why. The people doing the box checking at the corporate studios, Ubisoft, Disney, the list goes on, Lucasfilm, are activists. They will tell you they're activists. This is not something that is a imaginary boogeyman on the side of the far right. The funny meme that I'm seeing is you have a left arm and a far right arm. Everybody's getting characterized as being far right for having an opinion that is antithetical to the mainstream. The activists from Kathleen Kennedy to Amanda Stenberg to Leslie Headland to I think some of the creatives or positions in managerial authority at Ubisoft are explicitly interested in taking away male representation and supplanting it with female representation. Okay, so recognizing that and calling it out is not unfair. Okay, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is up for discussion. But recognizing that it is being done as a function of ideology is just objectively true. So don't try to come at the people that are saying, oh, another male character getting changed into a female character is somehow disingenuous. It's not. It's objectively true. They tried to do it with Indiana Jones and it fell on its head with Phoebe Waller-Bridge. They'd like to do it with James Bond. I could go on and on, right? Okay, so this Ghosts of Yotei is an interesting place to discuss this repeating pattern because, okay, again, I'm not an expert on Ghosts of Tsushima. I don't know this studio. I don't even have a PlayStation right now. I've played predominantly Dark Souls and other games. I have an Xbox Series X. That's what I game on. You can see my video game, videos and the gameplay that I've been enjoying. So if somebody knows better, please do correct me, right? But okay, so my understanding, there's a great beloved IP in Ghosts of Tsushima. This is a great samurai game. You know, I really liked what's it called, Sekiro. You know, you're a shinobi there, but okay. Now in this, in it, you know, has a presumably heterosexual male lead. Now in the sequel, the protagonist is a female. What's the problem? Good question. Why do they feel the need to do that? Somebody I've read said the story of the character, the protagonist in Ghosts of Tsushima, came to a logical conclusion. I don't know the story. Maybe that's the case. Maybe they died at the end or completed their mission or rode off into the sunset, whatever. Maybe they had a daughter that they explicitly, you know, wanted to carry on the warrior ethos. I don't know the answer to that. All I'm saying is it's fair to recognize that there is an IP that has a heterosexual male lead that now has a female lead. We don't know if she's gay. We don't know if, you know, she's a person of color. We don't know that, and who cares? Except to say that calling it out as a function of an ideology being propagated explicitly is not unfair. That is what's happening. Okay. So if somebody recognizes that male heterosexuality is ground to defend, and they are called out as conspiratorial or overly defensive or insane or incel or however you want to characterize that, is to act disingenuously so, as if there is no cohort of individuals who are not explicitly recognizing heterosexual male IP spaces, ground, and seeking to subvert that. Because they are. And if you're going to call bullshit on that, I will put receipts. It's not hard to do this. So that's all I'm saying. If this continues to happen, that argument of, oh, you guys just hate women is ever more silly. And it's silly now, but it's only able to be made because the normies buy the flimsy argument that the criticism of the subversion of heterosexual male spaces, if you like, or representation, to use one of their buzzwords, is unfair. It's not unfair. It's an objective observation. And I don't like that. Nobody cares. And frankly, we all celebrate, to the degree to which we have enjoyed the IP, games like Stellar Blade, games like Nier Automata and Nier Replicant, Yuna and Final Fantasy X I just completed, Lulu, right? What's her name? Cindy in Final Fantasy 15. The issue is not the token. The issue is the tokenization. The issue is not the thing that the wokies will claim is virtuous: queerness, homosexuality, female, sex, gender, discontinuity or non-normativity, whatever. Those are not the issue. The issue is using those things to advance a specific group's control in a industry. It was Hollywood. It's been corporate America in the West. It's now video games, and it's wrong. And the market doesn't appreciate it. And if you don't think that that's the case, I don't think that you are looking clearly at what's going on. People don't want to be pandered to, and people don't want to be lectured politically. I'm not trying to do that. I am saying that I am recognized. I don't make games. I'm not in a position to affect these things other than to just give my opinion. And you're free to disagree, right? But don't tell me that there is not a concerted effort in corporate gaming to subvert healthy, even hyper masculine, ultra masculine representation in gaming. They hate that Space Marine 2 is successful. They hate that Black Myth Wukong is successful. They've gone after the CEO of Space Marine 2, right? About his comment on an Asmongold video. They tried to sink Black Myth Wukong's developers talking about they're sexist. There is a war going on in the culture. And to the degree to which we can discuss it constructively is the degree to which we can save our culture from either side ripping it apart and othering people that don't align with their viewpoints. I don't care what games you like. More power to you. I don't even care if you think that there should be more female representation and less male. Good for you. What I care about is the mischaracterization of a particular perspective on an issue, such as this one. The people that are looking at a female lead in Ghosts of Yotei and saying, oh, here we go, another DEI insert, are not wrong to suppose that that may be the case. It may not be the case, but they are recognizing a pattern. And it could be that this is going to be a great game, and this protagonist is one in a series of protagonists, and the sequel to Ghosts of Yotei is, still another kind of person, an elderly person, child, you play as a monkey. I don't know. I'm just saying it could be that the wokies at whomever made Ghost of Tsushima, pardon me, I don't know the name of the developer, said, okay, you guys had your representation, now it's our turn. It could be that this was a ideologically motivated power grab by activists. Maybe not, but it's not outlandish on its face to suppose that. It's happening over and over and over and over and over. And the people doing it are telling you that they're doing it. And they're telling you that you're doing that they're doing it for the ulterior motives of self-aggrandizement, virtue signaling, and political affiliation with the in-group. And I don't like that. You can like that, but you can't call me crazy for having an opinion on something that is objectively occurring. You can say that this Ghosts of Yotei example is not, the shoe doesn't fit, and it's not an example of tokenization and pandering and politically motivated storytelling, but we don't know that yet. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to keep trying to make more content. I really enjoy YouTube. I watch more YouTube than anything else. I would like to continue to create content as opposed to just be a passive consumer. I encourage anybody that's feeling like they don't have a voice or feeling like they're too passive in their life or feeling like things aren't working out for them to try to find their voice. I think that's a big part of why I have this YouTube channel, because I'm wrong all the time. I am not holier than thou, but I'm a person, just like you're a person. And I have thoughts and feelings and beliefs. And part of being a healthy human is physical fitness, mental health, emotional stability, spiritual satisfaction. Mental health, emotional stability, and spiritual satisfaction come largely from our interactions, okay? With others, with each other, with God, if you like, with ourselves. And so finding your voice, speaking your mind, explaining your perspective, saying your point of view, and then being open, right? I would love if you guys commented on my videos and disagreed with me. I'll try not to call you names, you try not to call me names, but we can have a good time regardless. It's healthy, and it's how we correct each other and get better, right? It's only when we rest on our laurels and think that we've got it all figured out, or that our political affiliation or group identity somehow is supraordinate to our ability to think in the moment and consider our sensory input. We always have to have situational awareness. We always have to be open to new information. We always have to have the egoic flexibility to rethink something and to be open to criticism such that we can get better and grow. So this is my attempt to do that. I love sharing my thoughts in an effort not to pander, not to lecture, but to start a game. I like to play, right? I want to give you energy. You can enjoy that, and then you can give me some back, right? And we can play. One of the best ways to tell if a person's well-adjusted, child psychologists say this, is by the age of 4, supposedly, or somewhere thereabouts, whether or not they understand the concept of reciprocal play, meaning a kid takes a ball to the park. If that kid is going to be a well-adjusted kid, that kid knows to give you the ball. Here, let's play catch. because you're going to give me the ball back, and I'm going to give you the ball back, and we can have an exchange. Bad people, and maybe that's hyperbolic, but people that are not well adjusted, antisocial people, that kind of behavior is largely rooted oftentimes in a misapprehension or a misunderstanding or an inability to engage in reciprocal play. It's my ball. Don't touch my ball, right? As soon as a person becomes ideologically rigid, they lose that function with anybody outside of the in-group, outside of their tribe. A thinker, somebody who is open-minded still has that. Be that kind of person. I hope that I am that kind of person. I aspire to be that kind of person, and this YouTube channel is part of that. This discussion about Ghosts of Yotei is part of that. This discussion about PS5 Pro and the anniversary edition, it's part of that. I want your guys' opinions. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where you think I'm right. Whatever. But hopefully me sharing my energy can start a movement of energy, because that's what's fun, right? Flow is good, right? We don't want to stagnate in life. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for watching my content. I will continue to feed the beast and put out more content. For me, as much as you guys, it makes me feel good to speak on things and have a voice, however off base I may be at times. And I encourage you to do the same. So love you guys. See you next time.